Alrighty, well hello everybody. Welcome one and welcome all to the Junk Shop Library channel, home of Improv Bible Study, a decidedly non-family friendly series wherein we work our way through every excruciating page of the King James Bible and then rip it an irreverent new asshole. If that sounds appealing to you, then you should by all means stick around and hit that thumbs up. If that does not sound appealing to you, you should by all means leave and hit the thumbs down on your way out. Alrighty. Well, before we say anything else, we got to say thank you so much to my amazing patrons whose names you see crawling across the bottom of the screen there. These are folks who have seen it in their heart and in their pocketbook to go over to patreon.com/junkshoplibrary and support in a financial way the ongoing improvements we've been struggling for here. I made the mistake of moving that, and I knew that was not going to be a good idea when I did it. All right. Thank you, my patrons, so much, as always, for your loyalty and your ongoing support. In order of appearance, those are Paul Camish, Brainbug, Linda, Kim, Santi, and last but not least, Math Pig. Thank y'all again. All right, well, before we get into the horrifying word of the Lord, I feel it incumbent upon me to touch on something actual good that actual happened in actual real life. The Supreme Court of the United States, in a whopping 6-3 victory for, humans, has decided that you cannot be fired based on your gender or sex or status thereof. Now, if only they'd give trans people and women their health care rights back, we'd be stepping in the right direction once again. All right. That's all the politics for one day. I've been up my fucking eyeballs in politics all goddamn morning, and I'm tired of it, y'all. Tired of it. It's drag being socially responsible and aware and shit. It's a pain in the butt, and it makes you tired. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You also sometimes gotta take a mental health break, which is what we're about to do here by plunging into something even more awful than how things are right now. The Word of God. But first, let me check and see what's been going on in my incredibly slow chat since I popped over into the StreamYard world. Let's see, who do we have here? I know some folks I said hello to in text. Scroll back up, I see the entry of Ricardo Oliveira, which is where I stepped over. Morton's in the chat, but drive mode engaged. Okay. Oh, Linda, I appreciate it. Thank you, but I'd kind of be scared to try to change horses in midstream. And I know you've got an early day ahead of you. I do appreciate that, though. Joan, welcome. Netherlands representing. Amiga Nuts, hello. Schiller extraordinaire. Brace yourself, y'all. We got Dave and Amiga Nuts in the house. It's going to be links all up in this chat with no room for anything else. Alrighty, let's see here. Doody doody doo. Oh, hello, Julie LaVoice. Always good to see you, my love. Ed says I gotta get hooked up with a Buy Me a Coffee account. You know, I've seen folks do that. It never occurred to me to actually do that. But you're right. As much coffee as I go through, it's probably an appropriate some kind of noun. Julie bringing all the rainbow love. We're going to put that up on the screen real quick. So nice to have a little positivity in the air during this extremely stressful Pride Month. All right. Well, we have house kept and we have greeted. I'm going to put up this because we're all here and we've got a name. Welcome, Smiters. It's good to see you as always. All right, y'all. I done procrastinated long enough. I gotta actually do what we're here for. Hold your nose and pray for patience, y'all. It's 1 Chronicles 9. So all Israel were reckoned by genealogies. No shit. And behold, they were written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah, who were carried away to Babylon for their transgression. Now the first inhabitants that dwelt in their possessions in their cities were the Israelites, the priests, Levites, and the Nethinims. And in Jerusalem dwelt of the children of Judah, and of the children of Benjamin, and of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh, Uthai, the son of Ammihud, the son of Omri, the son of Imri, the son of Bani, the children of Pharez, son of Judah. And of the Shilonites, Asaiah the firstborn and his sons. And of the sons of Jerah, Jeuel and their brethren, 690. And of the sons of Benjamin, Salu the son of Meshullam, the son of Hodaviah, the son of Hasenuah, and Ibneiah the son of Jeroham, and Elah the son of Uzzi, and the son of Michri, and Meshullam the son of Shephathiah, the son of Reuel, the son of Ibnijah. Their brethren, according to their generations, 956. All these men were chief of the fathers in the house of their fathers. And of the priests, Jedaiah and Jehoiarib and Jachin, and Azariah the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Mariah, the son of Ahitub, the ruler of the house of God. And Adiah the son of Jeroham, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah, and Maasei the son of Adiel, the son of Jahzerah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Meshilemith, the son of Immer. And their brethren, heads of the house of their fathers, 1,703 score, very able men for the work of the service of the house of God. And of the Levites, Shemaiah the son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari. And Bakbakar, Heresh, and Galal, and Mattaniah the son of Micah, the son of Zichri, the son of Asaph, and Obadiah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun, and Berechiah, the son of Asa, the son of Elkanah, that dwelt in the villages of the Netophathites. And the porters were Shallum, and Akub, and Talmon, and Ahiman, and their brethren. Shallum was the chief, who hitherto waited in the king's gate eastward. They were porters in the companies of the children of Levi. And Shallum, the son of Korah, the son of Ebiasaph, the son of Korah, and his brethren, of the house of his father, the Korahites, were over the work of the service, keepers of the gates of the tabernacle, and their fathers, being over the host of the Lord, were keepers of the entry. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, was a ruler over them in time past, and the Lord was with him. And Zechariah, the son of Meshelemiah, was porter of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. All these which were chosen to be porters in the gates were 212. These were reckoned by their genealogy in their villages, whom David and Samuel the seer did ordain in their set office. So they and their children had the oversight of the gates of the house of the Lord, namely the house of the tabernacle, by wards. In 4 quarters were the porters, toward the east, west, north, and south. And their brethren, which were in their villages, were to come after 7 days from time to time with them. For these Levites, the 4 chief porters, were in their set office and were over the chambers and treasuries of the house of God. And they lodged round about the house of God, because the charge was upon them, and the opening thereof every morning pertained to them. And certain of them had the charge of the ministering vessels, that they should bring them in and out by tale. Some of them also were appointed to oversee the vessels, and all the instruments of the sanctuary, and the fine flour, and the wine, and the oil, and the frankincense, and the spices. And some of the sons of the priests made the ointment of the spices. And Mattithiah, one of the Levites, who was the firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, had the set office over the things that were made in the pans. And other of their brethren, of the sons of the Kohathites, were over the shewbread, to prepare it every Sabbath. And these are the singers, chief of the fathers of the Levites, who, remaining in the chambers, were free, for they were employed in that work day and night. These chief fathers of the Levites were chief throughout their generations. These dwelt at Jerusalem. And in Gibeon dwelt the father of Gibeon, Jehiel, whose wife's name was Maachah. And his firstborn son Abdon, then Zur, and Kish, and Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth begat Shimeam, and they also dwelt with their brethren at Jerusalem, over against their brethren. And Ner begat Kish, and Kish begat Saul, and Saul begat Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the son of Jonathan was Meribbaal, and Meribbaal begat Micah. And the sons of Micah were Python, and Melech, and Tahoriah, and Ahaz. And Ahaz begat Jarah, and Jarah begat Alameth, and Asmaveth, and Zimri begat Moza. And Moza begat Benaiah, and Rephiah his son, Eleasa his son, Azel his son. And Azel had 6 sons, whose names were these: Azrikam, Bocharu, and Ishmael, and Sheariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. And that is the 9th chapter of 1 Chronicles. Y'all figure out why this is in here, you gotta tell me. Great Cool Moogly. Alrighty, let's see. Brainbug, hello! Welcome, my friend. We just watched oh, Julie said something about that. Yes. We were just watching you move the tarantulas around a little while ago. And none of them wanted to come out of the cups. They're like, I'm tired of moving! Come on, machine, what are you doing? Hello, computer. Yep, that did not load like it was supposed to. Well, welcome aboard, Mark Caesar. Thank you so much for joining the Junk Shop Patreon channel. I have a banner I need to edit. Ooh. I'm gonna need a second banner. That makes me so happy. No, absolutely. All right, come on now. I can type, I promise. I know how. A little bit. Real-time adjustments. Junk shop versus technology. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Alrighty, let's see here. So Brainbag says, so much love when I just come in here. Yep. You're among friends, my friend. And Geo Sam giving us the weird eyeballs in the chat like he always does. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, hello. Ah, yes, Brainbug speaks truth. But the secret content is secret. As if I don't bug it all the time, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Ricardo, Ricardo, you're exactly right. This is exactly what this sounds like. Someone who was the son of someone that was the cousin of someone that lived somewhere and did something. And that's all we've been doing for like the last 9 chapters of this fucking book. Except that it's been very, very rare that anybody's actually did something. Yeah, and then Jones says, hey, usually that's followed by some gossip, but here, nothing happens. Exactly, that's my problem. I don't even understand why this is here to begin with, because some of these genealogies we've already gone through in this book. I mean, I understand why the last half of the chapter is there, because it's the genealogies of the priests and their duties and the explanations of why some of them didn't ever have to leave the house of the Lord. And we've already established that the, damn it. Big Book of War Crimes and Outdated Regulations, Utter Madness and Abuse, is essentially the by us, for us of the priestly class as an excuse for keeping everybody else down. But, why do we have to have everybody else's fucking genealogy? That's what I want to know. Yeah, Ricardo, exactly. It's never interesting. This is not interesting! I'm so glad y'all find me interesting, because the content we're slogging through right now sure is not. Great koogly moogly. Alright. Chapter 10. Because there's nothing, I mean, there's nothing to... Chapter 9. No. Simplistic explanation, but all of... I'm sorry, I know I'm way behind in the chat, but y'all know me and my StreamYard stream on this computer. It's always like 3 years behind. Simplistic explanation, but all of that adds up to about 6,000 years. Yeah. The ones where their lifespans are numbered. Except it's been... When was the last time we had... I don't know how that guy... I know there was a guy back in the day. And of course it was a guy. Mr. Shadow Kitty, anything interesting going on? No, we're still in First Chronicles. We're bored off our tits. I know there was that guy who went and added up the ages of everybody in the Bible from Adam to Jesus and came up with the age of the earth that way, but that just doesn't hold any water for me. For one thing, there's a lot of weird gaps and jumps and overlaps, and for another, that assumes some motherfucker could actually live to be 900 years old. Nope, sorry, Cafe, it is not scientific. Adding up numbers in a book of mythology is not science. That's not how you science, as Rachel Oates says. Alright, chapter 10. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines, and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines followed hard after Saul, and after his sons, and the Philistines slew Jonathan. Oh God, it's time travel. And the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchi-Shua, the sons of Saul. And the battle went sore against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was wounded of the archers. Then said Saul to his armor-bearer, Draw thy sword, and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and abuse me. But his armor-bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. So Saul took a sword, and fell upon it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise on the sword, and died. So Saul died, and his 3 sons, and all his house died together. And when all the men of Israel that were in the valley saw that they fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, then they forsook their cities and fled. A lot of inadvertent rhyming there. And the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And it came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. And when they had stripped him, they took his head and his armor, and sent into the land of the Philistines round about to carry tidings unto their idols and to the people. And they put his armor in the house of their gods, and fastened his head in the temple of Dagon. And when all Jabesh-Gilead heard all that the Philistines had done to Saul, they arose, all the valiant men, and took away the body of Saul, and the bodies of his sons, and brought them to Jabesh, and buried their bones under the oak in Jabesh, and fasted 7 days. So Saul died for his transgression which he committed against the Lord, even against the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it, and inquired not of the Lord. Therefore he slew him, and turned the kingdom unto David, the son of Jesse. Chapter 10. Let's do the time warp again. Jesus Christ. Man, the repetition in this book should be this long. Great Koogly moogly. Oh, you were joking. Sorry. I apparently owe someone an apology. Oh, nice Majora's Mask logo. I could not see that when it was super small. That's awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, I bounce off so many actual 6,000-year Earth people that anytime somebody says something in just that flat, a deadpan about it being true and accurate and scientific and correct, I just sort of go, oh shit, another one. So, my bad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. 6,000 years old, don't forget the talking snakes and monkeys and the fact that Jesus can resurrect literally from the dead and walk on water and Moses can part seas. All that was very literal. Yeah, exactly. Of course there's repetition, says Mark Easer. Lots of it was copied by others. Yeah, no kidding. I just wish they had a copy editor. You know, somebody who could go through the manuscript and say, we've already done this bit. Do we really need this again? We did this in much greater detail back in 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel. I forget where Saul died. It was one of the Samuels. It's just coffee. It's very, very strong coffee, but it's coffee. All right, so the decapitation of Saul. The one detail that we either didn't have earlier or I don't remember, which was the taking of Saul's disembodied head and the displaying it in the temple of Dagon. You thought Yahweh was hardcore. At least he just had your entire population killed. He didn't have your head put on a stick and stuck up in the tabernacle as an object lesson. Alright. Holy crap. So yeah, just a rehash of some little bit from one of the Samuels. Nothing else. Chapter 11? Chapter 11. Then all Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. And moreover, in time past, even when Saul was king, thou wast he that leddest out and broughtest in Israel. And the Lord thy God said unto thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be ruler over my people Israel. Therefore came all the elders of Israel to the king to Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord by Samuel. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were, the inhabitants of the land. Good God, we're going back a ways, aren't we? And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, Thou shalt not come hither. Nevertheless, David took the castle of Zion, which is the city of David. And David said, Whoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be chief and captain. So Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went first up and was chief. And David dwelt in the castle, therefore they called it the city of David. And he built the city round about, even from Millo round about, and Joab repaired the rest of the city. So David waxed greater and greater, for the Lord of hosts was with him. These also are the chief of the mighty men whom David had, who strengthened themselves with him in his kingdom, and with all Israel, to make him king, according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had. Jashobeam, a Hachmonite, the chief of the captains, he lifted up his spear against 300 slain by him at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohite, who was one of the three mighties. He was with David at Pasdamim, and there the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where was a parcel of ground full of barley, and the people fled from before the Philistines. And they set themselves in the midst of that parcel, and delivered it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord saved them by a great deliverance. Now 3 of the 30 captains went down to the rock to David, into the cave of Adullam, and the host of the Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in the hold, and the Philistines' garrison was then at Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that one would give me... I've talked about this story before. And David longed and said, Oh, that one would give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem that is at the gate. And the 3 brake through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it, and brought it to David. But David would not drink of it, and poured it out to the Lord, and said, My God forbid it me that I should do this thing. Shall I drink the blood of these men that have put their lives in jeopardy? For with the jeopardy of their lives they brought it. Therefore he would not drink it. These things did 3 mightiest. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, he was chief of the 3. For lifting up his spear against 300, he slew them, and had a name among the 3. Of the 3, he was more honorable than the 2, for he was their captain. Howbeit he attained not to the first 3. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. Also he went down and slew a lion in a pit on a snowy day. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high, and in the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among the 3 mighties. Behold, he was honorable among the 30, but attained not to the first 3, and David set him over his guard. Also the valiant men of the armies were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamath the Harorite, Helez the Pelonite, Ira the son of Ikesh the Tekoite, Abiezer the Antothite, Sibbechai the Hushathite, Elai the Ahohite, Maharai the Netophathite, Heled the son of Baanah the Netophathite, Ithai the son of Ribai of Gibeah, that pertained to the children of Benjamin, Benaiah the Parathonite, Hurai of the brooks of Baash, Abiel the Arbathite, Azmaveth the Baharumite, Eliabah the Shaalbanite, and the sons of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan the son of Shageh the Hararite, Ahiam the son of Sakar the Harorite, Eliphal the son of Hefer the Mecherathite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Hezro the Carmelite, Naarai the son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibhar the son of Hagari, Zelek the Ammonite, Nahari the Berothite, the armor-bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zadab, the son of Ahlai, Adinah, the son of Shizah, the Reubenite, the captain of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan, the son of Ma'achah, Josaphat, the Mithnite, Uzziah, the Ashtarothite, Shammah and Jehiel, the sons of Hothan, the Aroerite, Jediael, the son of Shimri, and Joha, his brother, the Tizite, Eliel, the Mahavite, and Jerubai, and Joshavai, the sons of Elnaam, and Mithma, the Moabite, Eliel, and Obed, and Jasiel, the Mesobaite. And that's chapter 11, which showed so much promise. Smite! Yes, Amiga Nuts, we finally got a smite. Some form of the verb at any rate.
Oh, we did? Oh. Sorry, we started drinking again.
Let's see. Oh, Grumpy Old Dude says Amber's trying to chat on her phone, but it keeps glitching. I've had more trouble with the mobile version of YouTube the last little while. Oh yeah, Mark Caesar wants a smiting drinking game. There have been chapters where that would have been hazardous to one's health, but we only had one here, so that should be safe. Mama Atheist in the chat. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you. You ain't missed much, except for the lion-like men, and we're about to backtrack to that because I'm curious. Mr. Shadow Kitty said that sounded like a reversed recording. Yeah, seriously. I know what it sounds like to me. That particularly that made me think of. I can talk, I promise. Y'all know the song "They're Coming to Take Me Away," haha, right? Well, there was a B-side to the 45 that had "They're Coming to Take Me Away," haha, on it, and it was "Coming to Take Me Away" backwards, including the weird pitch dragging stuff. So instead of "ha ha hee hee ho ho ha ha to the funny farm," it went. Made you question your sanity while listening to it, but it was very funny. But yeah, I'm sure that's what this gibberish sounds like. I'm sitting here trying to read one verse ahead, trying to pronounce these damn names, y'all. I don't know how y'all are putting up with it. Okay, so this is the recounting of my favorite Bible story of all time. David's 3 mighty men and David being a jerk. And I've already covered this at some length in a previous, right in front of my damn face. Chapter. That's the word I'm looking for. I already covered this at some length in a previous chapter, but it's always fun to revisit an old favorite. So, David gets a hankering after the water from a specific well near the town of his birth. You know, it's Grandma's cookies are always the best cookies, right? But he makes the mistake of saying this out loud in front of his 3 massive most war heroes. And so they say, oh, I bet he's serious. So they go charging off into a Philistine-occupied town and break through and get a cup of water out of the well and somehow carry it back all the way to the other side of the valley without spilling it. And they get there. Says, here, King David, you wanted some water from the well of the town of your birth. And he takes it and says, ah, thank you. And pours it out on the ground. Says, how can I do this thing? and drink the blood of the mighty men that risked their lives so that I might have a drink. Weirdo. Libations are weird anyway, especially in fucking desert civilizations. I don't understand it. But water libations? I mean, come on. Probably easier and cheaper to let that much blood drain out into the sand than that much water. And then Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada. I'm having trouble keeping track. We seem to have a great many people named Jehoiada. Either that, or we've got one Jehoiada who had a whole bunch of sons all over the fucking place, because I swear every time we turn around in these begats, there's another Jehoiada. But anyway, one of these Jehoiadai had a son named Benaiah, who had done many acts. And then you've got one of the weirdest half verses we've had so far. And remember, we've got a hashtag weird fucking book. It's not as if we've got any shortage of weirdness. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab, Also, he went down and slew a lion in a pit in a snowy day. What the devil is a lion-like man? Does it just mean big and scary? Or do we have, like, fucking werewolves in the Bible, in addition to every other damn thing? And then an actual lion. Second time a lion's appeared in this book, and well, a third time, if you count the anecdote that David tells. And third time, giant murder kitty gets killed. And then the giant Egyptian, who gets killed with his own spear after Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, takes it away from him. And he did many mighty deeds and attained great stature among the 30 greatest mighty men of Israel, but wasn't quite badass enough to make it into that list of the top 3. You know, the 3 who went and got David his drink. Julie suggests lion-like man could mean brave. That would make sense. Brave as a lion, heart of a lion, Richard the Lionheart. It could very well be. It's just an odd moment of translation to phrase it that way. I mean, 2 men brave as lions, you would think, would be. Or maybe Neanderthals, as Joan says. Who fucking knows? Maybe it just means hairy. Probably means brave. That's not as much fun, but that's probably what it means. Yeah, and then it devolved into more begats, just as it was starting to look promising. All right. Dare we essay chapter 12? Please no begats, please no begats, please no begats. Right, fishes? We don't want no stinking begats. No, we do not. Now these are they, oh hell. Now these are they that came to David to Ziklag, while he kept himself close because of Saul the son of Kish, and they were among the mighty men, helpers of the war. They were armed with bows, and could use both the right hand and the left in hurling stones and shooting arrows out of a bow, even of Saul's brethren of Benjamin. The chief was Ahiezer, then Joash, the sons of Shemaah the Gibeathite, and Jeziel and Pelet, the sons of Asmaveth, and Beracha, and Jehu the Antothite, and Ismaiah the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30 and over the 30. And Jeremiah, and Jahaziel, and Johanan, and Josabad the Gederathite, Eluzai, and Jeremoth, and Baaliah, and Shemariah, and Shephatiah the Haraphite, Elkanah, and Jesiah, and Azareel, and Joezer, and Jehoshabim, and the Korites, and Joelah, and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. And of the Gadites there separated themselves unto David into the hold to the wilderness men of might, and men of war, fit for the battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as the roes upon the mountains. Okay, so it is metaphorical speech of some kind. Ezer the first, Obadiah, Rose, R-O-E-S, roe deer. Night, Linda. Have a good... It's the middle of the damn night for you, isn't it? All right, and I know you've got to be up early. Take care. All right, so lion faces and fast as deer. Verse 9. These are the first, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, Machbanai the 11th. These were the sons of Gad, captains of the host. One of the least was over 100, and the greatest over 1,000. These are they that went over Jordan in the first month, when it had overflown all his banks. And they put to flight all them of the valleys, both toward the east and toward the west. And there came of the children of Benjamin and Judah to the hold unto David. And David went out to meet them, and answered and said unto them, If ye come peaceably unto me to help me, mine heart shall be knit unto you. But if ye come to betray me to mine enemies, seeing there is no wrong in mine hands, the God of our fathers look thereon, and rebuke it. Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, who was chief of the captains, and he said, Thine are we, David, on thy side, thou son of Jesse. Peace be upon peace be unto thee, and peace be to thine helpers, for thy God helpeth thee. Then David received them, and made them captains of the band. And there fell some of Manasseh to David, when he came with the Philistines against Saul to battle, but they helped him not. For the lords of the Philistines, upon advisement, sent him away, saying, He will fall to his master Saul, to the jeopardy of our heads. And he went to Ziklag. There fell to him of Manasseh Adnah and Jozabad, and Jediael, and Michael, and Jozabad, and Elihu, and Zilthai, captains of the thousands that were of Manasseh. And they helped David against the bands of the rovers, for they were all mighty men of valor, and were captains in the host. For at that time, day by day, there came to David to help him, until it was a great host, like the host of God. And these are the numbers of the bands that were ready armed to the war, and came to David to Hebron, to turn the kingdom of Saul to him, according to the word of the Lord. The children of Judah that bare shield and spear were 6,800, ready armed to the war. Of the children of Simeon, mighty men of valor for the war, 7,100. Of the children of Levi, 4,600. And Jehoiada was the leader of the Aaronites, and with him were 3,700. And Zadok, a young man, mighty of valor, and of his father's house 22 captains. And of the children of Benjamin, the kindred of Saul, 3,000, for hitherto the greatest part of them had kept the ward of the house of Saul. And of the children of Ephraim, 20,800, mighty men of valor, famous throughout the house of their fathers. And of the half-tribe of Manasseh, 18,000, which were expressed by name, to come and make David king. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment. Of Zebulun, such as went forth to battle, expert in war, with all instruments of war, 50,000, which could keep rank. They were not of a double heart. And of Naphtali 1,000 captains, and with them the shield and spear 37,000. And of the Danites, expert in war, 28,600. And of Asher, such as went forth to battle, expert in war, 40,000. And on the other side of Jordan, of the Reubenites and the Gadites, and of the half-tribe of Manasseh, with all manner of instruments of war for the battle, 120,000. All these men of war that could keep rank came with a perfect heart to Hebron, to make David king over all Israel. And all the rest also of Israel were of one heart to make David king. And there they were with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brethren had prepared for them. Moreover, they that were nigh them, even unto Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, brought bread on asses, and on camels, and on mules, and on oxen, and meat, meal, cakes of figs, and bunches of raisins, and wine, and oil, and oxen, and sheep abundantly, for there was joy in Israel. And there we have chapter 12. More numbers, more flashbacks. Good Moses McGillicuddy. Oh, man. Oh, okay, let's see. Ah, yes, everybody shilling everybody. Yes, we all need to be subscribed to each other. Y'all know me, it's all about the community up in here. I would hate for anybody not to be subscribed to anybody else. Yeah, and as Julie points out, without Amiga Nuts and Dave, no one would know about any of us. That's very true. Joe with me on the flashbacks says, are we back in numbers? Sure fucking feels like it, doesn't it? Jesus Christ. I mean, this is literally the same stuff we've already hit. The same stories, just with enumerations of the armies. It's fucking frustrating is what it is. Ah, yep. Everybody pay attention to what Mama said up there. All right. Was anything in that chapter to do anything with? I'm starting to get frustrated with just plowing through these chapters and not having anything to bitch about or satirize, but there's nothing going on. I mean it's just the I mean we're all the way back. All the way back in the civil war between Saul and David. I mean, that was over 100 years ago, as of the end of, I mean, because, let's see, First and Second Kings, Second Chronicles, Second Kings. When we finally wrapped Second Kings, it ended with the exile to Babylon. So we're reaching back over 200 years. To the days of Samuel, Saul, and David. This is one of those things that lets you know that this shit was put together by a committee. This was somebody's baby and was included in a rider in some proposal in committee. Somebody would not stop tabling the motion until the other side finally gave up and Mitch McConnell finally allowed First Chronicles to be added on. Ed says, yeah, the rinse and repeat bullshit, the old indoctrination method. Exactly. Oh, man. It's... My goodness. No wonder nobody... Sorry, y'all. I'm trying real hard not to start fire in my ashtray here. There we go. Yeah, Joan says, we were supposed to learn something from this? God, I hope not. If so, it was buried so deep it would require an expert in exegesis to dig it out. How does anybody actually read this fucking thing all the way through? I mean, I'm doing it as an annoyed passion project. It gives me something to get all worked up and steamed about. But, I mean, recreationally or religiously, how does anybody make it through this damn thing? I mean, I realize I'm a little bit, I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage here especially in this streaming version that I've started doing, because I'm doing 3 to 10 chapters at a time. So it has opportunity to sort of wear me down. It's not like I'm reading one chapter before I even have my coffee while I'm still on my knees beside my bed, and not in a fun way. But oh my God, how do people read this thing? It's a fucking nightmare. I stand by my multiple earlier comments about needing a copy editor. All right. We are coming up on the top of the hour, but chapter 14 is short and appears to at least partially be laid out in narrative format rather than list format. So I'm hoping that my poor long-suffering computer will, you hear me, baby? Hold together. Will hold out through chapter 14. Let's see what goes on here. Oh no, we're losing brain cells in the audience. You're losing brain cells. All right. Oh shit, no. I almost skipped chapter 13 altogether. Sorry, we got a little ahead of ourselves. Chapter 13, lucky 13. Yeah, Ed, you're exactly right. I'm afraid. That's why the ancient priests didn't want people to know how to read, because they would know it was bullshit. Yep. All right, lucky 13. And David consulted with the captains of thousands and hundreds, and with every leader. And David said unto all the congregation of Israel, If it seem good unto you, and that it be of the Lord our God, let us send abroad unto our brethren everywhere that are left in all the land of Israel, and with them also to the priests and Levites which are in their cities and suburbs, that they may gather to themselves unto us. And let us bring again the ark of our God to us, for we inquired not at it in the days of Saul. And all the congregation said that they would do so, for the thing was right in the eyes of all the people. So David gathered all Israel together, from Shihor of Egypt even unto the entering of Hemath, to bring the ark of God from Kirjath-jearim. And David went up, and all Israel, to Baalah, that is, to Kirjath-jearim, which belonged to Judah, to bring up thence the ark of the Lord, that dwelleth between the cherubims, whose name is called on it. And they carried the ark of God in a new cart out of the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Ahio drave the cart. And David and all Israel played before God with all their might, and with singing, and with harps, and with psalteries, and with timbrels, and with cymbals, and with trumpets. And when they came unto the threshing floor of Chidon, Uzzah put forth his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and he smote him, because he put his hand to the ark, and there he died before God. And David was displeased, because the Lord had made a breach upon Uzzah, wherefore that place is called Perez-Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of God that day, saying, How shall I bring the ark of God home to me? So David brought not the ark home to himself to the city of David, but carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of God remained with the family of Obed-Edom in his house 3 months. And the Lord blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that he had. There we have chapter 13. We've heard it all before. Y'all remember that story, right? The oxen tripped. Poor Uzzah said, "Oh shit, the ark of God's going to fall down and break," and tries to brace it, and God says, "You had insufficient faith in my balancing abilities," and smites him dead on the spot. Kapow! Got enough? Yep, Amiga Nuts got another one. Does it count as another one if we have already done it? We got to count it, right? We got to get our smiting fun where we can, because there's precious little here in this, what did we call this? Bronze Age phone book. Great koogly moogly. No, that's a rerun. We've already seen that. Show me something else, dear spirit. $14. I'm determined for something new to happen. 14. Damn it. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and timber of cedars, with masons and carpenters, to build him an house. And David perceived that the Lord had confirmed him king over Israel, for his kingdom was lifted up on high because of his people Israel. And David took more wives at Jerusalem, and David begat more sons and daughters. Now these are the names of his children which he had in Jerusalem: Shammua and Shobab, Nathan and Solomon, and Ibhar and Elishua, and Elpalet, and Noga, and Nepheg, and Japhia, and Elishama, and Beeliada, and Eliphalet. And when the Philistines heard that David was anointed king over all Israel, all the Philistines went up to seek David. And David heard of it, and went out against them. And the Philistines came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of God, saying, Shall I go up against the Philistines, and wilt thou deliver them into mine hand? And the Lord said unto him, Go up, for I will deliver them into thine hand. So they came up to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there. Then David said, God hath broken in upon mine enemies by mine hand, like the breaking forth of waters. Therefore they called the name of that place Baal Perazim. And when they had left their gods there, David gave a commandment, and they were burned with fire. Yeah. And the Philistines yet again spread themselves abroad in the valley. Therefore David inquired again of God, and God said unto him, Go not up after them, turn away from them, and come upon them over against the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when thou shalt hear a sound of going... And it shall be, when thou shalt hear a sound of going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt go out to battle, for God is gone forth before thee to smite the host of the Philistines. David therefore did as God commanded him, and they smote the host of the Philistines from Gibeon even unto Gezer. And the fame of David went out into all lands, and the Lord brought the fear of him upon all nations. That was chapter 14, and that was a weird one. Mulberry trees? Stop. Close. Stop. Notifications. Damn you. Smite. Yes, we got another one. There's Amiga Nuts. Smote. Maybe I'll hold this long enough, YouTube will pick it for the thumbnail. How many times can one get smoked, says Amber. Well, that depends. How many times can you stand getting smoked? How does one safe word out of getting smoked? Let's see. Geosams, killing in the name of God. Yep. Yep. Old Testament shit. Come upon them next to the mulberry trees. Yep, the Bible is weird. Okay, so, yes. Yes, it kind of does. This God character is weird as fuck. Yeah, exactly. Divine murder and hanky-panky round the mulberry tree. Okay, so yeah, that was weird. So the first time the Philistines hear a rumor that David is gathering in strength, and they go up against him down in the valley, and David consults of the Lord and says, shall I go smite the Philistines? Will you be with me? And God says, yes, go. So David goes and smites the Philistines. And then he goes back to the house. Well, the Philistines don't learn good. So they go up against David again in the same valley. And David goes to God again and says, shall I go up against the Philistines and smite them again, since they apparently don't learn good? And the Lord says, nope. Smite them not. But I tell you what you do.
Sorry. Brain bug.
You go the other direction. You loop around the valley, and you come up upon them from behind, from the other side of the mulberry trees. And when you hear the sound of a going there's a fanatical giggling coming from just outside my field of vision, and it's throwing me off.
You brain bugs comment, and then you can't get things on. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord, Mark Caesar's giving us lyrics. You're a very strange man. I like you. Okay, so God says, go around the valley and hide on the other side of the mulberry thicket. And then, when you hear the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees, then you will know that I have gone before you and smitten them. So David and his army wait on the other side of the mulberry trees until they hear the sound of a great going in the tops of the mulberry trees. And they come through the mulberry trees, and what do they find? The Philistine army. Because despite God saying he was going to smite them for them, he didn't bother. He just went in the tops of the mulberry trees, made the sound of a great going, and then David's men came through and had to fight a great battle anyway. Now they got to do the smiting because God had apparently put the fear of him into them with his great going amongst the trees. But y'all, I don't fucking know. What is going on with this book? I don't understand. I don't. What is the sound of a great going in the tops of mulberry trees? Sounds like the title of a track from a Captain Beefheart album. sound of a great going in the tops of the mulberry trees. Yeah, y'all getting weird up in this. Smite me like a naughty Philistine. I don't. I was unprepared. I was prepared for more Bronze Age phone book. I was even prepared for smiting. I was completely and totally unfucking-paired for the sound of a great going in the tops of the mulberry trees, and a smiting that wasn't smiting, and the smiting after that that wasn't the smiting that was promised by the promiser of smites. What were these people on? Great going in the tops of the mulberry. The sound. Yeah. Ed's right. I bet you those trees were fucking unprepared too. It's not every day you have a great going come upon you when you are unawares and unprepared. Then again, some people are into that. I don't fucking know, y'all. Alright, well, I think we're going to end on that high note. I don't think we could end on a better note or more fun than that. I think we're going to leave each other wanting more, as it were, and reconvene on Wednesday. I am astounded and astonished that my stream has held out this well this long. I hadn't seen any complaints about the audio nor the video, and, you know, praise me for that. Bad mulberry batch. Oh dear. Yeah, y'all gone crazy in the chat today. I'm loving it. All right, everybody, make sure you scroll back up. Amiga Nuts and I think somebody else, but mainly Amiga Nuts, has been dropping links in the chat. Everybody, make sure you're subscribed to each other. Make sure you're liking each other's stuff. Joan didn't know Chronicles was so boring, but it was boring until there was the great coming in the tops of the mulberry. Going in the tops of the mulberry trees. One little, Mark Caesar says, there was one little buffer that I saw, but nothing bad, though. Okay, well, fantastic. Okay, well, as we close out today, I want to thank, as always, all of my fantastic patrons. I got a couple of notifications pop up were obscuring the chat and I had to close, so it looks like I may even have a couple more new patrons, so thank you so much. I will adjust the crawler accordingly for next time. We will see you again on Wednesday, when hopefully there will not be any more violation of the mulberry trees, but there will be, at least hopefully, something happen. Stuff happened today, all right. We just had to slog through half of the Bronze Age phone book to get to it. All right. Well, happy Pride Month, everybody. And as we always say when we close things out, everybody take care, be safe, and fight against hate. Love y'all. Thank you for coming. And don't molest your mulberry trees.